BMW's i4 is a mid-sized EV sports saloon aimed at the very heart of the business sector. A car that incorporates all of the company's traditional brand values and does so in a way that should appeal to EV customers looking for a more involving, individual choice in this segment.
The BMW i4 has all the pace you'd expect from a mid-sized executive saloon. In fact, it's got a whole lot more. With the mainstream eDrive models, power comes from an electric motor which drives the rear wheels. That puts out 286 horsepower in the base eDrive 35 or 340 HP in the eDrive 40 that we're trying here. That rear-driven format is a classic formula for BMW, but it can't quite cope with the enormous 544 horsepower and 795 Nm of torque generated by the top M50 model, which uses a dual motor all-wheel drive powertrain with an electronic rear differential instead. Stick to the eDrive 40 mid-range model that we're trying here and you'll get more than enough performance with 62 miles an hour delivered in less than 6 seconds. But most other mid-sized EV sports saloons, which cost this kind of money, also feel pretty quick in a straight line. As you'd hope though, where this i4 grabs an advantage is when it comes to the twisty stuff. Now yes, it is helped by the central battery placements, lower centre of gravity, but all electric vehicles also offer something of that sort. With those other EVs though, that advantage is usually all but cancelled out by the extra clunking battery weight that they have to carry about. Now the i4 of course has this too, but its 3 Series derived CLAR chassis is much better at dealing with it. And to that combustion derived platform has been attached the lift related dampers and the rear suspension that's been refined over years in that cousin 3 Series model to a benchmark level of driver engagement. It's a recipe that can't help but elevate this i4 to a segment leading level of dynamic prowess, and it does. It subjectively melts away the kilos and makes this car so much more fun to throw through a series of corners than you'd ever expect an EV could be. You won't be quite as pleasantly impressed by the driving range figures, but they are class competitive. This eDrive 40 model's 81.5 kilowatt-hour battery is capable of up to 365 miles on a charge or 318 miles in the M50. The base eDrive 35 variant's smaller 67 kilowatt-hour battery restricts its mileage best to 299 miles. Backing these figures up is a high charging rate based around a 400 volt system, which, providing you avoid the base battery, allows for charging it up to 205 kilowatt DC. That'll replenish the battery from 10 to 80% in half an hour. Charging the 81.5 kilowatt hour models at home or on a public charger will need 13 hours for a full top up. BMW's managed to make the i4 look like a 4 Series Grand Coupe, but at the same time slightly different. Little touches deliver an EV vibe, especially at the front, but the two designs share the same stretched, sporting proportions, short overhangs, slim pillars, and 5-door Gran Turismo style body shape. Right, time to take a look inside. Once you get comfortable at the wheel, you'll find yourself sitting lower than you might expect to in an EV, and that helps in delivering this car's sportier demeanour. Like the current 3 Series and most of BMW's other most recent models, the dash is dominated here by this curved display twin screen setup, which combines a 12.3-inch instrument display with a 14.9-inch central screen. Beyond the eye-catching media tech, you'll also quickly be struck by the sheer depth of quality on offer here, all of it surrounded by chrome garnished, expensively elegant cabin architecture, which in quality terms is simply leagues ahead of the kind of thing that you get in a more comparably priced rival like, well, say, a Tesla Model 3. All the materials used, even those lower down, are great to look at and touch, with classy stitching, thin ambient lighting, colour strips and smart metal finishing which feels rich and upmarket. The seats are supportive and finding the ideal driving position is really easy. Rearward vision is slightly restricted by the swept back roofline, but that's mitigated by standard features like a rear view camera and all-round parking sensors. Let's take a look in the rear. Even if you didn't know that the i4 isn't constructed on a platform primarily designed for an electric car, you might guess the fact once you're seated back here, not only because of the restricted legroom, but also because of the provision of the sort of big central transmission tunnel you'd think an EV wouldn't have to have. In compensation though, you get the kind of premium luxury feel you'd expect from the class above, particularly in a highly spec'd variant like this one with classy stitched door card finishing. Now we keep talking about the lack of EV chassis here. Another thing you have to do without because of that is the small frunk underbonnet space which many class rivals have for storing the charging cables. Still, the standard powered tailgate rises to reveal a decently sized boot at 470 litres with the seats in place. That's the same as the 4 Series Grand Coupe. The i4 betters Tesla's Model 3 by almost 50 litres and Hyundai's Ioniq 6 and the Polestar 2 by 70 litres. The cargo area has a wide and deep opening. It offers bag hooks and provides small storage spaces on either side.